Scrolling through my feed, all I see is bullshit. Fake news, clickbait, gotta sift through all of it.
Hey everybody.
Hey.
We're here to talk about Alexa Nikolas and there goes my Alexa. Every time I'm doing anything about her, my Amazon Echo is like, I don't know how to help you with that.
It's your stalker.
That's true. That's true. Everyone has a stalker. Everyone needs a stalker.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Apparently that's what you need is to become a successful YouTuber these days.
Well, I think it certainly adds something and it raises the stakes, right?
Well, I don't know. I hope I don't have to find out, if I'm honest
That's
with you.
true. Yeah.
No, seriously, stalking is a serious issue.
Well,
I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
yeah, or for anyone to like lie about it.
Speaking of lying, we've been accused.
Oh yeah.
We've been accused of falling for a smear campaign.
That Shift created. Like that we're falling for Shift's smear campaign against Alexa.
Right.
Well, someone came into the comments on the video we posted, which if you haven't watched it is related to smear campaigns and Blake Lively, but then really centers around Alexa Nikolas and her stalker Shift. That person was like, I have the evidence that he's a stalker. But then I kept saying, well, send it. And then she was like, I did. And I can't find it.
But wouldn't the evidence be on the court documents?
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen the evidence on the court documents, is what
that's
I mean.
So that's what I said. I was like, I don't know. It wasn't compelling to me. But she seemed to think that she sent me something. I wonder if I was like trying to guess what.
Are you sure it was a she?
No. I could say they.
I thought it was funny that someone thinks we've fallen for a smear campaign because it was Alexa who fell for the Blake Lively smear campaign, courtesy of Justin Baldoni.
Baldoni and crew. Yeah.
Right. Brian Friedman. So that's what I thought was interesting. She was going to tell us this in exclusive information.
I know.
And she literally admitted that she fell for the smear campaign in the first place. She hadn't read any of the documents.
Yeah.
So essentially, I've been on this since day one, since the CRD complaint dropped.
Yeah, in the New York Times.
And I've read nearly every document. I'm not going to say every document because there's 1,000.
Yeah, well, you go live and read the depositions, which create that's a lot of documents.
I've read all the exhibits pretty much. There's a lot of other letters and this and that. I've even listened in on a hearing, like I said, when they first mentioned someone has the login for a Pinterest.
Oh, yeah. Is that just with Rebel Wilson and Amanda Ghost?
Well, I think actually today I saw there was an Alexa Nikolas Pinterest and I'm like, oh.
So do you go on Pinterest to like search around now that got brought up? You know?
No, because I'll tell you what it is. She said all the websites have been taken down. We're going to go through we're going to do a live reaction anyway. But just from memory, she said all the websites have been taken down. Well, definitely one hasn't. And it doesn't look like the same as the one with the plain text. It has like a sort of coloured background. I took a screenshot of it because I was like, just in case it does get taken down now.
Yeah.
And it has like links on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you know what the web address is? Could we look at it now?
Sure. It says alexanikolas.mystrikingly.com.
MYSTRIKINGLY?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it has a sort of like a 90s graphic background.
It's cute.
Yeah, it is cute. And then it says, do you know the truth about Alexa Nikolas? And then it's got our social pages, Twitter and Pinterest. You can
Oh,
see it up on screen.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to click the Pinterest one.
There's nothing on it. But
Yeah, there's nothing on it. It's just kind of like they bought it to have it. Or, I'm sorry, not bought it.
Well,
like signed up or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Pinterest accounts are free, I think.
Right, exactly. They but they were on this Pinterest talking about alexanikolas.net.
Right.
And then that must be what, does this go to that? I'm clicking it.
Click it.
I think it might be going slow because it's like this isn't a website anymore.
Oh, okay.
I should see. It does. It says alexanikolas.net down in the
Right.
corner. Yeah.
Well, as you can see, that is still live. So yeah, there were inaccuracies in her video.
Yeah.
But anyway, should we get started? Because it's like super late for me.
Yes.
I hope everyone's doing good, by the way, if I haven't already said that. Thank you so much for joining us. And I am Go Do Your Own Research. Katie is Online Bullshit. We do research and we show it. So that already puts us ahead in terms of how much information we've absorbed to make our own judgment that we are not part of a smear campaign against Alexa Nikolas.
Yeah. We're trying to figure out what the truth is.
Right.
Okay, so I'll hit play.
Episode. I don't want to jinx it. I want to make sure that everyone can hear me in the chat.
Speaking of, can
Can everyone hear me?
Can you hear it?
Am I there? Oh yeah. And then here, like the olden days, I could hear myself on my iPhone. I'm assuming everyone can hear me.
Oh, I was thinking, can we speed it up a bit? Like,
I was thinking that too.
Can we do her on
Yeah.
1.5 or something? Because trigger alert, this is really painful to watch.
Oh yeah. There, it's on 1.5.
What a year it's been. What a year it has been. And the strangest words keep coming to my mind is no fear.
She loves this so much.
I'll tell you what freedom is, no fear. And those were like the words, honestly, that I was thinking about when I protested Brian Friedman's law firm. That was hard to do. Let me tell you, to go and stand in front of a law firm as major and as powerful as Brian Friedman's was wild. It was truly wild. When I look back at that time, it's almost like a blur in a lot of ways. It took a lot of strength to go and protest Brian Friedman's law firm. And for a little backstory about that protest was the fact that I came across Brian Friedman's, which by the way, there might not be that many people watching, but most likely Brian Friedman is watching.
You wish.
Remember when I protested your office? I'm sure you do.
I know.
So anyways, I came across his
I
public
actually missed this bit.
which
Right. I know she calls him Brian Freeman and not Friedman. Also, so do we think that they actually might know each other, like personally?
Oh, yeah. Look, as it goes on, she tells us she has some kind of information from him or something.
Yeah.
But it gets a bit awkward because
She doesn't want to show it.
Well, look, if anyone's watched our interview with Shift, look, we decided to let him speak because he didn't have anywhere he could get his version.
Side. Yeah.
Yeah. And, we're not saying you have to believe him, but as far as we're concerned, we've spoken to him for a few hours. He's been he's never said anything derogatory or like threatening or violent or abusive or aggressive about her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of struck by actually I mean, I guess you could say this, you know, if he really was a bad person, like bad people do have personalities that draw you in. I was like,
Mm.
oh, I'm drawn in, but it really seemed like he's not a scary person. Like
Mhm.
I don't see it. I just don't see it.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't know about this website thing anyway, so it was news to
Yeah.
him when we showed him the TikTok, and he actually went along with it. He was like, I can see that. I can
Yeah.
see Brian Friedman being behind it. He actually said that.
And working in cahoots with Alexa,
Mhm. He told us that she had been for a meeting at the agency that he represents.
UTA.
Yeah, and she didn't have a problem with that. So I
Yeah.
said, well, what's the point of her protests then?
Right. She wants to go
Anyway,
work with that company.
right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more to it than that, because the guy that owns that agency has a long time friendship with Brian Friedman. Like, they go
Okay.
way back. So I think she's going to say something to
Yeah.
suggest she knows about that at the end of the video, but I don't want to give too much away.
All right. We'll go back to it.
Those documents were astounding. I'll never forget reading Brian Friedman's public court documents. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? That
Another thing,
Hollywood was
no
not
one
talking
in
about.
her
No
audience,
one.
when I was waiting for her to come on, I've started now. No one in her audience in the live chat knew who Brian Friedman was. They were spelling his name wrong. He was in the thumbnail and they were still like, oh, who's Brian Friedman? And I'm kind of like, well, if you don't know, like, are you really supporting her cause here, or what are you doing? You just doing to say hello to her? I don't know.
Well,
But
I mean, I
I was
know she talked about Justin Baldoni and like maybe made a video.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. She has made videos about Baldoni. She's made a few. I mean, I didn't watch, I sort of skimmed
Yeah.
one, but I'm pretty sure when it came out, she's expressed her support towards Baldoni. Well, she did,
So,
because we showed the tweet.
but
Um,
if she's supporting him, she might not necessarily be referencing the PR people that he's working with. So maybe they're not familiar yet.
she definitely knew about Tan. The video I watched, which I said, I made the point, she's incredibly misinformed, yet she's ranting at other people for making
Yeah.
money off misinformation. And I'm like, you are so misinformed. Like, she just blabs. And she, I thought, because there was a build up to this video, that she might have actually looked into it by now, but it appears she still doesn't seem to be any the wiser, because
No.
she makes a lot of mistakes. But yeah, I'm wondering who tipped her off about this Brian Friedman history incident, because I'm pretty sure she didn't go looking for it herself. I'm sure someone must have told her.
Maybe she's got a friend who's like into that lawsuit, because that's where she got or her website, her smear website was mentioned, and that's why she started talking about it.
No. I mean, when she went to do the protest outside Brian
Right.
Friedman's office, I'm like,
Yeah.
who told her that Brian Friedman, who happened to represent her ex, had
Oh.
this history with this alleged assault? Because
You don't think she Googled and found it?
you,
No.
I think it must have been someone on her team.
Oh. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
she's saying it like I found it out. That's the only reason why I asked. Give credit
Oh.
where it's due. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Well, that's kind of her brand too, is like to look in, like to expose people who like might have a history like this. So, I mean, whoever works with her knows that's what's going to get us the clicks, right?
Yeah, but bear in mind, she did this protest outside his office in 2022. I don't think she was really using YouTube then.
Yeah.
She kind of built her channel up in 23.
I think
And
actually the first video on her channel is her protesting that.
right, okay.
Yeah.
You could be right.
Because
You
I
could
was
be.
looking for it and I had to start from the beginning.
Well, it's an interesting choice, given that
Mhm.
we now know that it was the attorney representing her ex that she didn't win against.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah. I'll hit play again.
Was talking about. It was actually difficult to even find. But someone saved Berkeley cutouts, like newspaper cutouts of essay allegations that were happening on campus. And Brian Friedman's allegations was one of those cutouts. And it was way down there in Google. I think it was on like the 4th page. And then you click on it and you see Berkeley, Brian Friedman. And just to begin this, the reason why I even knew who Brian Friedman was because he represented my abuser, Michael Milosh.
Oh, that one.
It's a long tail, honestly. And when I found the cutout of Brian Friedman's allegations, I was shocked, really shocked. I didn't even believe it was him. I doubted myself, which I do a lot. Maybe sometimes I do it a little too much, I'm realizing. But I couldn't believe that Brian Friedman, the Hollywood it lawyer, had allegations against him while he was in college of, how did Business Insider put it? Gang-ing a minor. And that case was settled. Yeah, that case was settled. But to think about, not only a Hollywood it lawyer having that type of allegation against him, and again, settling. How do I put this? That he was also representing many men in a very similar situation as him. Allegations of SA. And he was and is their lawyer. And for me, the first thing that came to my mind was the fact that I didn't think it was necessarily ethical for that type of lawyer to be able to depose survivors. Because how intimidating is that? How scary is that? If you learned about his past, those allegations, you know, that person is the one deposing you about your trauma, which, by the way, I'm sure a lot of survivors out there can relate how hard it is to come forward about your trauma. It's not easy. And the last thing that you want is an individual deposing you that has been alleged to do something similar. The scary thought. And it was something that I didn't want survivors to have to go through. And survivors don't have that many rights when it comes to litigation. There's nothing at the state bar that opposes that type of lawyer deposing you. And I wanted to fight for that. I wanted that. Depositions are hard enough for a survivor. The last thing is having someone like Brian Friedman deposing you. So I protested his law firm.
So if she thinks that, why on earth was she not supportive of Blake Lively?
I know.
Anyway, I don't want to keep talking.
I know. It doesn't make sense.
Not once, twice, actually. I went back a second round. And those were some of like the hardest, bravest days of my life, honestly. I look back and I have no idea how I was even able to do that. But when I really think about it, I did it for my daughter.
Sure.
And I did it for myself. And I did it for survivors out there everywhere. And it meant something to me. But I was naive. I was naive a little bit. I didn't really think about all the possibilities that come along with standing up against somebody in that position of power. A little bit, but I didn't know that much yet. I was like a baby in this space. I was just dedicated to the cause. I wasn't thinking about all the possibilities of what could happen to me or what these people in these specific positions of power could be possibly capable of. Again, the cause was more important to me than even imagining those things. So fast forward, when I was protesting Brian Friedman's law firm, there was a media outlet actually that was there, and it was called Rolling Stone. I'm sure everyone's heard of Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone was there, and they were documenting the protest that I was doing in regards to Brian Friedman. And they were saying basically that they were going to write a story about the protest and about these public court documents. But something strange happened along the way, which I have another video about on ePredators that you can watch. in regards to Brian Freeman and Rolling Stone to get a bigger picture. I'm not going to go into all the details, but something strange happened. It was greenlit, and then all of a sudden, it wasn't. It wasn't. And it was delayed. And then they were telling me, oh, maybe if it was a bigger protest. If it was a bigger protest.
I brought it up over here. I just keep getting lost.
Because this is the thing. When I was watching it yesterday, I'm like, I bet they didn't publish the article because there wasn't enough people there. Like, it didn't make any impact because no one knew who you were. Because
But
you know,
then,
I saw
this got published in 2022, but not something about the protest, is what she's saying.
Yeah, because she's trying to make the point here that because Brian Friedman represents Penske Media, who owns Rolling Stone, they wouldn't touch the story. But immediately that Business Insider posted their article, Rolling Stone posted it as well. So I'm like, what are you talking about, girl?
I know.
That's why I put it in the thumbnail.
Exactly.
Anyway, we're giving it away before she says it.
Sorry.
It was painful to watch because she stretches stories out. And the problem for me is, like, I find it very hard to take her word for anything, given that I know she's been either inaccurate or deliberately told things that weren't true on several occasions.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was like, this was like lie number one.
Yeah.
People came, actually.
A lot
Great
of people
came to that protest. Where originally it was like, what, 6 of us? Amazing. I look back at that time.
Is she gonna cry?
Nostalgia. But then the second one, a lot more people came, and we really organized that protest. But then even after the amount that they told us they would need for publication, it got a red light again. And that's when I was like, what's going on? Something is strange here. So I started researching, Googling, and looking up Brian Freeman, looking up Rolling Stone, honestly trying to see if there was any connection between the two. And guess what? Guess what I found? I found that Brian Freeman represented Jay Penske. Who is Jay Penske? Jay Penske is the owner of Rolling Stone, PMC, Variety, Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, Billboard, right? Brian Freeman represented Jay Penske, and that was a little bit weird to me personally. I found that interesting. So when I brought that to Rolling Stone and was like, this is getting a little bit weird here. I just learned this. What's going on? Long story short, I end up protesting Nickelodeon, which I'm sure a lot of people remember that. I protested Nickelodeon, and Rolling Stone was there. And then all of a sudden, everyone was really there. There was TMZ, there was Variety. But what was interesting, before the Nickelodeon protest, Variety, which is also owned by PMC, Jay Penske, came to previous protests. And originally, they had in the article about e-predators prior to Nickelodeon, a layout of each protest that I had done. And guess who they left out?
Diplo.
Brian, who did they leave out? Named every protest, even ones that they weren't there for. But they left 2 people out. They left out Brian Freedman and Diplo. And just to update you guys, Diplo is represented by Brian Freedman. Okay. So when I reached out to Variety after the publication, and I was shocked to see all the other protests mentioned, but guess what? Brian Freedman and Diplo were not in there. So when I reached out to them, you know what she told me in writing? That he was in there originally until it got to legal. Weird.
Maybe
everyone
not.
else mentioned.
She's just giving conspiracy theory vibes.
Yeah.
Because even if she says until it got to legal, that doesn't mean, we can't print this because of Brian Freedman. Because like I said, that why did they print it in November?
Right.
It could have been because the legal department didn't want the headache. I don't know. There could be a lot of different reasons.
Is she still, she's still talking about why Rolling Stone didn't print the article that they said they were going to print about the protest?
She's saying, first of all, they didn't publish the article about her organization, about her protests. Then when they did, they didn't mention the Brian Freedman or the Diplo protests in the article, even though it was greenlit. And it's like, I just think she doesn't understand like journalistic processes, because I have, as you know, like when I used to work in my old career, I had so much experience dealing with journalists and media, and you never know what's going to be published. You never know what's going to come out. You never know if it's going to come out how you said it. Sometimes they spell your name wrong, or I've had them use the wrong picture of me
Yeah.
in articles. You know, these things happen. It's not necessarily personal.
A
It's just
conspiracy theory. Yeah.
right. It's just there could be a multitude of reasons, but she's making it seem like it's a conspiracy theory because Brian Friedman represents Penske Media. I don't necessarily think she's right.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
It's also like, I don't know. If he represented Diplo, it's like, okay, we can't talk about how someone protested Diplo just because of
I mean,
that.
exactly. It's like maybe they just didn't think it was worth talking about. I mean, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. We've only got her word on this, and she's not very trustworthy. So,
Well, the
but
other thing, didn't Diplo also win his case because he and Shelley August?
is that the one it's about? I don't know.
That's what I assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of assumed that just because that's the one that we were looking at,
Right.
and Sloan and stuff. But
Well, yeah. He was at the protest.
Sloan.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in the footage that I saw.
Well,
With
I
his-
could
with his little
see it
sign.
also like not getting past legal because they're like, well, then
With his vape.
what?
And his vape.
Oh, of course. Yeah, they all do.
His vape and his sign.
It's a real problem for that Gen Z. Okay.
But Brian Friedman and Diplo. Then I protest Nickelodeon. Now let's get back to Rolling Stone. An article comes out, obviously about the protest against Nickelodeon and the protest that I've been doing against the music industry in particular. And they mention everyone but Diplo and Brian Friedman. Weird. Very, very weird. So 2 PMC companies make articles about e-predators and the protests that I was organizing and where I'd been. And both of them leave out Brian Friedman. And then you find out Brian Friedman represents Jay Penske, who owns those publications. Okay, but I'm just a dumb girl. I don't know much. I'm just trying to understand. I'm just confused. So I messaged Rolling Stone about that because obviously that's freaking bizarre. And they're like, oh yeah, like, no, not until we do the article that's never going to happen, basically. Then maybe then we'll mention. And I'm like, okay, again, as a female, just kind of being patted on the head. I'm sure a lot of females out there can relate when a bunch of guys just kind of pat you on the head and you're thinking about something that might be very much profound or interesting and you get patted on the head. So fast forward, Rolling Stone doesn't release any article about Brian Friedman at all, about the protest or anything. And then I come into contact with a journalist at Business Insider. She happened to be writing an article about Dan Schneider. And so her and I started talking. I gave her comment about Dan Schneider, which, by the way, that article ended up leading to Quiet on Set. And when we got to know one another, I was telling her about my experience protesting and with other journalists and media in general. And I mentioned about my Brian Freeman protest. She was like, what? I'm sorry, Brian Freeman, what? What court documents? And I was like, oh yeah, like, not really even believing in anybody anymore. It was just, yeah, there's these public court documents. I protested Brian Freeman 2 different times. Rolling Stone was there. Los Angeles Times was there. Oh, that was another one that actually published a little bit about Brian Freeman, was Los Angeles Times, but just not a PMC company. Or not Los Angeles Times, LA Mag. And she goes, I'll publish that story. And I'm like, okay. She's like, give me your comment and I'll read over the public documents and see if the story can be placed. And I really had no faith, honestly, in media after that point. Because I started to kind of realize there's too many, there's a big network of these individuals that all know one another, in my opinion. And it's very hard for a survivor or even survivors in general to go up against it. And that's why I was protesting a lot of these different institutions, was for that very reason. Well,
I don't think
to my
that's why
surprise,
she was protesting, honestly.
No.
No.
Why?
I just don't.
Well, like, why was she then?
This is after months of this. I've been looking into her for months. And I'll come to the conclusion that she's protesting for the optics.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what I think.
That article,
Yeah.
that Business Insider article was published like 48 hours later. And we're talking almost a year after, basically almost, that I protested Brian Freeman's law firm. And Rolling Stone was there and LA Mag and the Variety thing. Long after. 48 hours.
Wait, it was
And
in
you
a
know,
year.
when I-
It was in November.
Yeah.
You said it was in, and the first protest was in 2022.
Yeah. So was her
So it
protest
was like
before November of 2022?
outside his office,
Yeah.
I guess.
I know, because it's like the end of the year.
But
That's
she's making
yeah.
it sound like it's just everything is for effect with her. That's the feeling I get.
Yeah. Like everything got suppressed
Because
when
you know what? I'm trying to zoom in on the chat, on her chat,
Yeah.
but I can't. But I was watching it last night. But these people that she's talking to, they're not going to go and check any of this stuff.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I tried to think about what was different about that experience. For me personally, my own personal experience was that Business Insider wasn't owned by somebody that Brian Freeman represented. I mean, that's obviously just like a conclusion you come up with.
Do you want me to skip ahead a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've got the points.
Long-winded.
So long-winded.
Yeah.
Oh, so
This
she
is it.
brought this up.
So that's the Business Insider article.
Top Hollywood lawyer, Brian Freeman, paid a $40,000.
I mean, the article in Rolling Stone is quite similar.
It's exactly. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. As soon as she said that, I was like, this argument doesn't even make sense because
No.
I'm sure I've seen it in Rolling Stone.
Yeah, it's almost like this is the topic that was just more newsworthy.
Right.
Then,
And then
yeah.
it made me think about the whole situation that happened with Kat Tenbarge and NBC, because by the way, Kat Tenbarge, I think, worked for Business Insider with that journalist.
Okay.
And I think they worked together. And
I
I think that's
know.
why Kat Tenbarge became aware of Alexa Nikolas, because she was working on that documentary. So yeah, what I was going to say is she was planning a follow-up article, Kat Tenbarge was, and that was when she started to question some of the things that she was hearing or that she had seen her for herself about Alexa's coverage of Drake Bell. She started planning this second article, and NBC said they weren't going to go ahead with it because it wasn't a newsworthy enough story.
Mm-hmm.
But Alexa doesn't believe that.
Yeah, it's another conspiracy theory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
And
what
we
made me
know
think she probably wasn't well known enough. It's a huge Rolling Stone is like one of the biggest for this kind of entertainment / expose space. They do impactful articles. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
This isn't
well,
big enough for them.
yeah.
At that
Nobody's
time.
gonna read Rolling Stone if they're printing a bunch of stuff that people don't care about, too.
Exactly. Somebody tell Alexa.
Unfair.
I think I skipped 3 minutes.
Especially from somebody
I think
who
that's all I did.
has this type of documented past. He did or he didn't. I just thought that was appalling. My experience with him personally. And then, of course, what I find out, a lot of different people have had a lot of not so good experiences with Brian Freeman. Many. I actually kind of found out like most of Hollywood's just really not a fan of this guy for reasons not even related to these public documents and the allegations against him. Just personal experiences galore. I really haven't met one person that loves the guy. No one. Really.
But isn't he like a bunch of people's lawyer? So they do like him. He's like Justin Baldoni's lawyer and Rebel Wilson's lawyer. Okay.
FKA Twigs.
Show us the receipts, Alexa. Who
Yeah, I
said
know
that?
she started doing this a lot now. Does that?
Yeah. Nobody likes him.
Oh
No.
You
no.
know?
The thing is, I couldn't get it at this point. I couldn't get it out of my head. But when Shift confronted you and said, "Well, don't you think it would be a bit hypocritical?"
To go to that agency where he's the lawyer.
She was like, "It's not a big deal. He represents loads of people."
Yeah.
So now she's coming out with this. So I'm like, I can't take her seriously. I just
Yeah.
wanted it. I wanted her to get on with it. I was like, get on with it and get to the point.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So anyways, Brian Friedman was in the past for a little while until recently. I'm going to be honest. I'm upset. I'm definitely upset. I'm a human.
Did she just burp?
So fast forward the many
don't
protests
know,
after
'cause
Brian.
I know. The other thing is, yeah, it's like, if she was, again, I have to keep saying this, if she was talking about Blake Lively and taking up for Justin Baldoni, how could she have not known Brian Friedman was involved? That
I
was the
don't.
main point of the story.
Yeah.
So when she's saying until recently, I mean, that was nearly a year ago now. It's not adding up to me.
Yeah.
Friedman, He Predators. It's not about Brian Friedman. Moving on. Then I had the YouTube channel. And then moving on, I experienced one of the biggest, what I knew in my gut at the time, felt like a smear campaign. So many bots everywhere on Twitter, specifically about the t-shirt that I made. But it was more than that. It was hyperactive, this like anti-Eat Predators, anti-Alexa rhetoric that was happening everywhere, from Reddit to Instagram to Twitter. I hate calling it X, but you know what I mean. Everywhere. And it felt weird because every time I clicked on an account that was related to the t-shirt, it was like a repost account, like an obvious bot account. So many of them. Every account wasn't even real. Actually, a lot of the accounts I now looked back at, they don't even exist anymore.
Do you remember what the t-shirt is that she's talking about?
I don't know what the t-shirt is, but
Okay.
this thing about the bots just
Yeah.
drives me mad as well, because it's like she was literally accusing you of being a bot.
Was she? I was in the chat, by the way,
Yeah.
yesterday.
There was
And I
only
got
you and one other person that was saying anything contradictory.
I felt like other people in the chat were calling me a bot, but I didn't hear her say it
Okay,
because
yeah. But I think
yeah. I was like listening to this and like doing other things, so like I know I missed some stuff.
we'll have to. Do you remember when you commented?
But I was a little bit behind. But
Right.
so it must come a little bit after she starts talking about like the regular woman who she really didn't block out her name that well. I think her name was like Jasmine. The regular person
Jasmine.
who has
She
a
was-
smear website.
Oh, not the. I was going to say there's someone called Jasmine in our chat.
Oh.
I'm trying to put the comments up, but I'm like, I've forgotten what I'm doing again. Oh, can you see the comments at your end?
I have to go open the stream in another window and then I can see it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh, don't worry then.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like
I just think this argument that if someone disagrees with you, they're a bot. People have to stop saying that.
I know.
It's really dumb.
It's like hard to program bots to go into lives, I think, because they don't repeat the same thing over and over.
I did have a bot come into my live once, and it was really weird, but it was about AI, and it was and it said some really generic comments. Like,
yeah, that's what I'd expect.
Designer, and it's really wonderful. And
exactly.
It's like, it was one of the smallest lives I've ever done. Like, it was really when I first started my channel, and I was just doing like a really small live about crypto and stuff because some people wanted to know about it. They wanted see, the thing is about me is like I might not be the most intellectual person, but I can explain things in a layman's way to people that know less than me. Do you know what I mean? So that's all I was doing. And I was saying about how, you know, I consider AI to be so bad, the problems I have with AI, let's just say. And suddenly this thing appeared in the live chat and was sticking up for AI. It was really freaky.
I
But
notice.
when you ask it something, it can't reply to you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what, yeah,
That's how you know it's a bot.
right. And that's not what we're seeing here.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
They don't even exist anymore.
Okay.
They're gone.
Yeah, that's
Right.
because
They serve their
you have literally made videos about everyone.
Yeah, and she has fans. And then they go
we
after people
already went
too.
over this. We already went over this. These protests attracted a lot of people with behavioral difficulties, let's just say that.
Yeah.
And these are the kind of people that make up accounts, post stuff on Reddit, and then delete their accounts. That's exactly what they do. That doesn't mean they're a bot. That means they made an expression about something, or they were interested in it. They made an account and then they deleted it because for whatever reason, we don't know. Maybe they decided they didn't like her anymore. This is what I'm saying. There's always so many different reasons that can explain what she's saying, but she only gives you one explanation.
Well, plus, if you have a lot of fans and your fans are reporting the accounts, then they might get taken down. Like they might get strikes on their account or something. Like that's possible too.
That's a good point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, okay, I'll push play.
purpose, so to speak. I mean, it was wild. And you have to remember, I've been going up against a lot of powerful institutions, a lot of powerful men, people that are in positions of power, and I speak up against. That could make me a target, of course. But I didn't want to go too much into conspiracy land of being like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you have to check your own self and be like, I honestly don't know how far. And you better believe that Dan Schneider has a crisis manager. And you better believe that maybe many of the men and institutions that I have protested against have crisis managers. I didn't really know what they
in the
did.
Justin Baldoni video, and I was like, I felt like she was saying it about that one in that one because she was trying to say Dan Schneider was behind the smear campaigns against her.
Oh, mm-hmm. Probably.
Someone knew every time, it seems.
Yeah. And then you said it, and I was like, you know what? He could be. Just because, I don't know. What else does he have to do?
I don't know. I don't really know anything about him, to be honest.
Yeah. Just, he lost his job. Like, he got fired from Nickelodeon really quietly in, like, 2019.
Right.
I thought they balance out articles. Okay. How they balance out articles or they handle certain narratives like in a respectful way, maybe more so. I didn't necessarily agree with them and how they went about it, but I thought it was still, I don't know, morally sound. Well, I was wrong about that. Very, maybe not wrong, but naive. I didn't know what these contracts entailed, these retainers, these agreements, what they were even able to do, what was possible for them. I had no idea. I was focused over here, right? So after that Business Insider article that I just showed you all came out, let's look at the date. That's right, November 16th, 2022. November 16th, 2022. And then magically, a smear website pops up about me called alexanikolas.net. 4 days.
Is she saying in November 2022?
Yeah.
And so that person in my comments was like, you guys got the date wrong, even though I don't know. I think we might have said it was 2023.
Shift said it was 23. But we looked it up on the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, but then it's like the Wayback Machine, which did mark it 2023. But the Wayback Machine only has snapshots for times when someone went in and snapshotted it, is my understanding. So.
Oh, really? But we're the only people that showed what it looked like in 2007.
Right.
No one said that. Like, We went back and showed it was started in 2007. It had posts in 2008, and it had posts in 2011 and 12 about Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah, exactly.
And she hasn't mentioned any of that.
Nope. Nope. That's not part of it.
After the Business Insider article. I can show you.
Oh, she's pulling up a receipt.
Oh.
Gonna wait and make sure that I press the right button.
Domain
It's been a while.
registered 2022 11/23. Okay.
Let's see. I'm watching it at the same time as you guys. Did I press the right? I did. Okay. So check it out. So here's alexanikolas.net. Okay. And registered on 11/23/2022. Not that many days after the Business Insider article in regard to Brian Friedman. Now, of course, at that time, when I'm looking at it, I'm not thinking whatsoever. I'm trying to figure out who made this website. And look, you can see here, there's no info. It's Dynadot. You can't even get any info about who created this website, which is honestly pretty scary for survivors and for anyone. That somebody can go and buy your legal name, a domain, for like, I don't know, sometimes they see it $5, $10, $100, depending the person. You can just buy it up and then you can put whatever you want on it. But again, I was trying to figure out who created that website because the website was pretty interesting, to be quite honest with you. It had a lot to do with a certain individual that I had a restraining order against, a lot of information actually surrounding that. And then a lot of information surrounding another person and another person that was totally defamatory, baseless, out of control, to be quite honest with you. And that's already in my Cat 10 barge lawsuit, and that will be cleared on its way. But looking at it, I'm like, who could even have access to these random people, right? Well, then I found out the person who I had a restraining order against was talking to my abuser, Milos. So that's interesting. There is like 1 degree, right, from that person, Milos, and I guess now reading certain things, there could be a degree to Brian Friedman.
Can we say who she's talking about?
Shift.
So that website references him.
I can't even remember.
I know.
I just find it hard to take anything she says seriously because, like, it's not just he was telling us. If you go back and look at his videos that he made around the time this was actually happening,
Yeah.
they heard about the website and the Twitter account from other people, and they thought it was Autumn Whitaker that was behind it.
Mm-hmm.
You think he would have planned that
Like,
back in 2 years ago
no.
with his friend? Like, it that's what I'm saying. Like, people are saying you need to go and do this. No, we have done our research. We have looked at I have looked at so much content to see, I've looked at all of the court documents. That's where you can see the whole timeline. That's where you can see the evidence she has against him. She does say that he's responsible for the website, but that's when I heard his video with his friend, and they're like, literally, they're not acting. They're like, well, who do you think's behind the websites? Like, they don't even know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They're kind of just like, we wanted to protest too. And she's mad that we showed up to protests. And that's kind of what their beef is at that moment. Yeah.
And then she takes the website and puts them on him. But what I'm saying is, he didn't really seem to even know. He was told about them by other people that already knew her and already had beef with her.
Yeah, and I don't think that the website references him, but I'd have to look.
That's what I was thinking as well, because I'm like, I don't really remember that.
Yeah. It's just facts about her. I mean, quote unquote facts. I don't know that they're true, but they're just things about her.
The thing that I remember, because I think that Alexa.net has been deleted, but when I made my video about her, which was saying, look, you don't know what you're talking about, and that was literally when it had just come out that Brian Friedman or Jed Wallace was connected to her website. That's why I went to look at her video, because I'm like, well, this is going to mess up her story. So she never even mentioned it. And I was like, well, that's really odd she's not mentioned it.
Yeah.
But I used a screenshot from that website, and it had this little illustration, which I know was by another account that was going back and forth with her online. I'm not sure who exactly it was because it was a pseudonym, but it was like an illustration of a book, and it said something like, not Alexa's burn book, but something like that. It's in my video. So that's why I thought, could it be connected to that person? Because, you know, what I saw, the Amanda Ghost thing, they didn't even really put any content up. And the Stephanie Jones leaks one, which is the reason why these websites have been, her website has been brought up at all. That's another thing. I've read through her entire lawsuit just a couple of days ago, where she's talking about she has 10 John Does that are apparently behind these smear websites. That's all the information she said. There's no more to it than that. Katie Case, who is someone who's like turned whistleblower, I don't know if that's the correct expression. Like
She was in the
but-
law firm, right? Okay.
No, for the PR. She worked
The
for Taz
PR. Okay.
Yeah. So she's she's testifying against Tag, it would seem. She has her own counsel. She's saying she didn't have anything to do with it. So
Yeah.
that is all we know. So these people saying it's been proved that these websites are connected to Brian Friedman. No, it hasn't been proved.
Right.
Far from it. Far, far, far from it.
But there's a lot of people like Katie Case, it sounds like, who make good scapegoats, because if she's going up against
Yeah.
the PR company now, yeah.
And I just felt like, especially the Twitter account was extremely personal. I don't think people like Katie Case
know stuff.
Yeah, they don't even seem like the most clever girls, those girls. Like,
Yeah.
they're a little bit like, I don't want to say airhead, but yeah, they're a little bit airheady. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think that's who usually gets into PR. That's like
Yeah.
the stereotype.
The people who are writing those tweets and those websites, they can construct sentences. They have some kind of like creativity in them.
Yeah.
So those are my thoughts.
But at the time, it looked so amateur. The website looked like a website that was
yeah. She
maybe
likes
now
to
the
talk
font was
about
really
the
basic.
style of the website.
I'm trying to keep
All right,
up.
bots.
All right,
I
bots.
didn't really understand who it was connected to or why. All I know and knew was that it existed, and it was harmful to me.
So whoever wrote something that she's responding to as a bot or something, it's been deleted, don't you think?
In the chat?
Oh, okay. So, okay, you might not be able to. Here, I'll zoom in. This
you can see it.
person, Keon 2766, is talking to, I remember Friendly Fire was saying stuff
Friendly
about
Fire
Shift.
Yeah, he was saying,
Yeah.
are you
So,
going to take back your accusations against Shift now?
yeah. So this person, now we know that they were there and their comment is gone, and that she was calling them out, calling them a bot.
Right. I
Okay.
think that was before you went in.
Me too, because I thought they would be on my side. I remember seeing them and being like, oh, there's more than one of us.
To be honest, a lot of those things on that specific website ended up spreading on social media, especially during the Quiet on Set documentary. Like wildfire. The same narrative, the same tales, the same defamation. That website harmed me. That website scared me. That website brought on a lot of grief and fear and intimidation, especially since I was a protected party in a restraining order against somebody. Terrifying.
It's interesting
do, right?
that she didn't have it taken down.
Oh, the website?
Yeah. If it was that bad.
I know. I really don't think she was aware of it. Do you?
She was aware of it because she blamed it on Shift, but I don't believe that it was causing her that much harm, because why
Yeah.
was it still up until literally a few weeks ago? Like, don't make no sense. Like everything else she comes out with.
If you look it up, like there's nothing on there that necessarily connects anywhere. Okay. So fast forward though. I'm shopping at the mall for Christmas gifts. It's the holiday season. I'm actually trying to take a break from a lot of this. A lot of this. Because honestly, the smear campaigns and the trolling and the online culture and everything that I've experienced as a survivor and just as a human being disgusts me. I don't even want to partake in it anymore. So I was taking a break, healing. And then I get a message from somebody who I haven't even spoken to in like 10 plus years, somebody who I knew in high school, reaches out to me and lets me know, hey, did you see that you are in the recent Blake Lively filings? I think they want to scare me of using my voice too. I feel very sure of that, actually. I agree with you because it goes so much deeper and I'm not going to be able to do it in one episode. This is going to take multiple episodes of me diving into this Blake Lively case
When she
and
said that,
Stephanie
I was
Jones
like,
and Amanda.
oh God, not multiple episodes.
Yeah. And I think by the time she said that, I had made my comment in
Really?
my memory, unless she says it multiple times, which we know she
What
does.
was your comment? Because she said it's easy to make a website, and you said it's easy to make a website.
I did.
I
think
saw
did.
it.
Wait, I took some screenshots too.
Oh, you screenshotted it?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. I just saw it, and then I saw it was because you messaged me and you were like, shall I say something? And I was like, I dare you.
Yeah.
You did it.
I didn't take a screenshot of that one. I took a screenshot later when I was like,
Oh,
because people were like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, I'm behind. But she was just talking about a woman whose life got ruined, just like Shift.
right. And then she said,
Please stop mentioning
yeah,
someone who has been restrained.
yeah.
Ghost, the Rebel Wilson, all of these individuals that are going up against Tag, this PR firm that has been alleged to, all these websites have been alleged to connect back to. And Brian Freeman is representing Tag. So I received this text message and I'm like, why would I be in the filings? And to be honest, like I didn't even think it was going to be like good. I was like, what, you hear so many things online. Like I had no idea why I would be mentioned in this filing. And she's like, it's about a smear website.
Well, I
And
just
who
can't
does-
believe
who
that.
repre-
I just can't believe that she said it was a friend she hadn't heard from
In
for
10
10
years.
Sends her
Yeah.
a text when she's shopping in the mall. What about her audience?
Yeah.
Not one person that watches her channel knew about this, because like it's been out since October and that guy on TikTok's been talking about it. I made a video about it. Other people have been talking about it on social media. Like it's probably on Reddit. So where has she been? Like I just don't get that bit. But anyway, she's just not up on stuff. Like this is the thing I found annoying. It's like, why are you making you're accusing people of spreading misinformation? Why are you making videos about stuff you clearly haven't looked into or you don't have the information on?
You know what it made me think too is that girl who was making videos about her. She was in the book club and she wrote her own book and she kept being like, are we going to read my book in the book club? And Alexa would be like, yeah, send me an email. And then she would never get back to her.
Oh, I know
So
who you mean.
I think she's bad at correspondence. You know, I think like if any of her
You're not allowed to
followers,
speak to her?
I think if any of her followers said anything to her, like she's not checking her email and she's not.
I see. Okay, well that's like I just don't understand how you can call it a community, how you can accuse other people of what you're doing yourself. That's why I started to get annoyed, because I'm like, there's people like me that actually go to the trouble of trying to give out factual information, of trying to do research, of showing the research that I have done, and like making an audio. And
Yeah.
my videos get like, some of them get my early Blake Lively videos were getting thousands, but recently hundreds. I made a 50-minute video about the smear websites and the other clients that Brian Friedman and Tag work for. It has 370 views. Her video, just this one, she talking about nothing, gets thousands of views. Thousands of people just want to watch misinformation. I find it really frustrating and annoying. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, let me hit play. And my dog is bothering me, so I might have to get up and get her a treat.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
Just let it play.
Presents Justin Baldoni. Hey, Steven, if you don't want to be here, man, there's so many other places for you to learn and grow. You don't have to be here. You don't have to spend your time hating on a survivor. You can do so many other things, and I suggest you do so.
That's how
who
she
is Justin
speaks to her
Baldoni's
audience,
attorney?
and that guy wasn't even saying anything bad.
That's right. Brian Friedman. Oh, maybe you weren't. Maybe, sorry, Steven, if you were just being actually affirmative to Morgan. I thought maybe it was sarcastic. I'm getting over a cold, by the way, so apologize the cough. Brian Friedman. Brian Friedman represents Justin Baldoni. And what's so interesting about this, Brian, is not only Justin Baldoni, but tag. Like Melissa Nathan, and what's her name? Jennifer Abel. Gotta get, no. Attorney-client privilege is a very important thing. But I was always curious a little bit when that lawsuit dropped. I was like, wait a minute, like, you know, this industry is so small, right? So many of these law firms, no, you're totally fine. No, you're totally fine, Steven. That was my bad. That was totally my bad. I totally read it wrong. A lot of these law firms
You missed her just
are known
being
to link
rude
up
to
with
one
crisis
of her
management firms, and they strategize,
audience.
right? And they figure out ways to protect their client, etc.
Sorry, what?
I said you missed her being rude to Stephen, who was in her audience, and he was like, I wasn't being rude, I promise you.
I know.
Really sad.
I felt like he hadn't even said anything weird.
I know.
You know?
And that was the other thing I wanted to say as well. Was like, I've had people in my live chat disagree with what I'm saying, and I'm like, that's fine, that's good.
Yeah.
I hope that you can stay a bit longer, and then you can understand why I think the way I do, and I'll listen to how you think about something. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you evolve. That's how you learn. That's how you know when you make a mistake or get something wrong.
Yeah.
You know? But
Yeah.
she doesn't seem to have the capacity to do that, and she seems to have no awareness that she doesn't do that. So
Stunted. She's stunted.
no, it's all about dark Hollywood, man.
Holly weird. She says that.
And I just felt like when she said that, that is you. You are talking about your damn self when you said that. You are Holly weird, babe.
Yeah.
100.
You are, babe.
So it was always kind of weird to me when Brian Freeman was representing Melissa Nathan and Jennifer Abel in this tag group and Justin Baldoni, because I was like, wait, like, is it possible that Brian has worked with Melissa and them in the past? Like, is it possible?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I mean, it
You
could be.
think?
You
right?
think?
And now he's representing them.
If
So
you'd
that was always a little bit of like a,
done your research,
You'd know. I
they
know.
have had a relationship since 2019 when they all worked for Logan Paul and Jake Paul.
But like you said too, that's what the article in the New York Times about Blake Lively is about.
oh yeah, we haven't got to that bit yet.
I guess we haven't gotten to that yet, but
No, but that's what I'm saying. I put out a video saying how they all know each other. It's through Jake and Logan
Right.
Paul.
right.
Jed Wallace had worked for them. So is Brian Friedman. So is Melissa Nathan. She ain't done no friggin' research, this girl. Not 1 second.
okay, but I mean, it happens. This is Hollywood. I don't know the rules. But moving forward, I find out that AlexaNikolas.net is one of the websites, I think out of 5 or 4, which I'll pull up, that is linked to tag one way or another. This is what's being alleged in these filings when they got a data forensic company to look into the seedings and these websites and the backlinks and all these nerdy things that I personally don't understand fully yet. But now that's something that I'm going to be spending a lot of time on because I want to understand what's going on here and how this is possible. But something very peculiar about these websites all link back to clients, well, not the clients per se, but Brian Friedman represents a lot of the individuals that are opposing or against the person who these websites are created about.
This is what annoys
And guess
me,
what?
because she's saying that like it's fact. It's not fact. It's been alleged they link back to Brian Friedman, but they've not been able to prove it.
Also, she's saying that every one of them is made about somebody who's up against him. Like,
She doesn't get he's the one making them.
well, I'm trying to think like the Amanda Ghost one. Yeah. That's against,
Oh yeah, right.
because he represents Rebel Wilson, and Amanda Ghost thinks she made it.
Yeah. But like I said, they've not been able to prove it. What's
Right.
interesting though, and I bet she doesn't know this either, is there seems to be very few law firms in Hollywood, because prior Cashman, who were representing Katie Case, they were hired by Amanda Ghost to find out who was behind the websites.
Yeah.
So I think that's how they found out who was behind, or they suspected who was behind the websites. But like I said, all they have is information that backlinks have been used that lead back to Jed Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
But even that, me and you were discussing it, like we were looking up backlinks, and basically they're bought and sold on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't know how they're going to prove this. I'm not saying anything definitively. I've said about their relationships and stuff, and about this is obviously their technique. But in terms of actually proving it in court, that has yet to take place.
Right. That's true.
Below the snitch, it was taken down. Those websites are magically, randomly gone after this last filing. Every website is gone magically. Poof. Disappeared. Thank God for Wayback Machine and archives and screenshots, and we can all get the information that was on those websites, but those websites are gone now ever since this filing.
What's Kaiser?
I just found it.
Is that what someone wrote?
Someone wrote.
Oh, it's Kaiser Soze, which is a reference to a character in The Usual Suspects, where it's a movie where, well, I'm just going to give it away, but like somebody who you don't suspect is the bad guy. And it's just like an inside joke.
But also, like, she just sounds a bit upset about the websites have gone. It's like, shouldn't she be happy?
I know. I was just thinking that. She's like, thank God for the Wayback Machine. I can go look at that website that harmed me.
I know, right? She really hasn't worked this out very well.
Very peculiar, because all these different individuals who were going up against TAG, suing them about these alleged smear websites, also connect in some way to Brian Friedman.
She's got it completely wrong. They're not suing them about the websites. They're suing them and she doesn't even know the reason why Brian Friedman is representing all of them is because Melissa Nathan was doing the crisis PR, and she suggested to Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer, you should use Brian Friedman. I've already told him about this. He's happy to go after your agency. So initially they thought they were going to sue Justin Baldoni's talent agency, but that didn't happen. So they sued the New York Times as a collective, and now they're stuck with him.
They're stuck with Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us are like, when is the penny going to drop that they really do not have a good lawyer? But Justin and Jamie, this is what I've been finding out from reading the depositions. They still think that Stephanie Jones is the bad guy, and that these guys have got their back, and they're just so dumb. It's like,
you don't think they have their back? They're going to save themselves.
I know, but like, it's been all this things like Justin is trying to act like, well, I didn't know what a smear campaign was. I've never been involved in one before. Meanwhile, he's sending over the Hailey Bieber thing.
Yeah.
But it turned out, so I don't know if did you even know about this in the summer of 2024? Because that's when it all started, the smear campaign.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was watching it.
Yeah, I noticed it. I was like, I vaguely knew of her, but I was
Yeah.
like, why is there so many videos about this woman at this time? Like, it just seemed very sus to me.
Yeah.
And then,
No, I made a podcast episode about it, and
Oh,
I was like, because I could see how everyone was coming up against Blake Lively, and I was like, look, Blake Lively's been famous for a long time. Yeah, she's probably used to getting treated a certain way, and so she may not be the most pleasant person all the time. But this is weird.
weird. Especially when
Yeah.
they were talking about her hairline. I was like, are you going to come for her hair shampoos now?
Yeah.
But yeah, so at the time, the biggest story that kind of kicked it all off was the fact that Justin had hired her as a crisis PR. Now, it turns
And
out...
we all knew she worked with Johnny Depp, and it was like,
Right.
at this time, I felt like the news was, oh my God, Blake Lively is trying to say that Justin Baldoni like harmed her in some way. So he's hired this PR team because this looks really bad for him. Can you believe what a bitch Blake Lively is?
That is what it was. But it turns out, we just found out a few weeks ago, it was Melissa that leaked that story that he'd hired her for her own benefit.
Oh, wow.
Because she knew that was going to get publicity, that was going to get more people knowing about her service.
Yeah.
So even when that was read out to him in the deposition, he still didn't get it.
Okay.
It's like he just cannot admit he's made any mistakes in his whole life.
Well, is that what his lawyer is telling him? Like not to admit anything too? Or do you think he's just like a little bit slow?
I mean, it could be both, to be honest with you. I think it's a little bit of both. But like, considering his boss is a billionaire, allegedly,
Yeah.
you would just think they might be like, okay, do you think we should maybe get a better lawyer than someone that was recommended to us by someone that was literally self-snitching behind our backs?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they just don't seem to be doing that. Like, if anything, they're covering for her, which I just think is crazy.
Right. Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I find this whole thing so interesting. Because it's like wild.
Do you know when the court date is set? Hasn't
So
it?
it was meant to be in March, and
Yeah.
then just moved it to May,
Okay.
which is really annoying. But
I just feel like something like that is going to get moved a bunch of times.
well, apparently it's because Judge Lehman has got some serious criminal cases going on
Oh. Alrighty then.
that take priority.
Okay, I'll hit play.
The others, he represents the other person.
Yeah. Yeah, we got it.
While you're walking in the mall and minding your own business and healing. And you get a text that you're in these public filings about a smear website that links back to trauma and fear. No, this isn't tinfoil hat. This is data, man. We're going to go into it. We're going into data. We're going into filings. We're going into people's written word. By the way, I don't know if anyone read depositions in this Blake Lively case, but there have been depositions where somebody who worked even for TAG talked about the websites or websites in general that were being asked to be made. This is no conspiracy
She
theory.
doesn't
This is
know.
real life, which
She
is why it's so much
doesn't know.
scarier.
I can literally quote it to you.
Quote what?
When they talked about the website. She's like, hi, how are you? She's like, oh, Rebel really wants one of those sites.
Yeah, yeah.
Or Russian oligarchs and madams, said Jed lol. And then
Yeah.
Katie Case replies, oh yeah. And she's like, listen to the voice note he sent. And then Katie Case is like, yeah, that sounds really fun or something.
Someone commented in her live, I don't remember Alexa being Team Justin. I could be wrong though. And then someone writes back, that would be terrible.
I don't think they're the sharpest tools in the box, the people that...
No, they're not.
But yeah, I mean, that's the problem I have with it, is that she doesn't know the facts of the case. She doesn't, her, what is it? Her like not point of view, her standpoint as pro survivor, as pro victim, doesn't align with the position she took in the case. And yet she's spewing stuff about it and thousands of people are watching it. That's why I find it annoying.
Yep. And she'll flip flop.
And I've been living it, honestly, within the industry since I was 12 years old, in one way or another. When you're in this industry, there's always something more powerful than you that you're in fear of. You know your place kind of right away. And it doesn't end. Yeah, truth is stranger than fiction. So I left the mall. I couldn't even continue like Christmas shopping, honestly. I was like sick to my stomach. I didn't know what any of this meant. I was shocked.
You know what I thought when
was
she
disgusted.
said that? I was like, I bet she was sick to her stomach because now it's going to come out that Shift wasn't behind the website and she's accused him of it.
Oh, yeah. And you know what,
You know what I mean?
Shift?
Because if she genuinely was really traumatized by those websites and someone sent her that information, surely she'd be like, oh my God, I'm so glad I found out about it now.
Yeah, that I'm closer to finding out who's behind it. You know what Shift said today?
Tell me.
That I didn't know he was watching her live yesterday, but he was. And he
Oh.
said he thought it was weird how she referred to him as please stop mentioning someone who's been restrained. So like instead of calling him her stalker, she's thinking about it more as like, well, what is the truth and what is defamation? I don't know. What do you think about that? Do you think she's
trying to put a spin on it already?
well, like she knows maybe she shouldn't be calling him her stalker because it's not true.
Well, yeah, and I mean the other massive elephant in the room is the fact that she's literally not just smeared him, but a whole bunch of people.
Right.
And she's up here lecturing and preaching about smears. It's just unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Confused. I was scared. I was traumatized, which I'm sure a lot of people felt upon Googling their name and seeing a smear website about them with tons of things, the entire page, not true about you. And sure, say, fuck it, celebrities. You can say whatever, don't really care about a celebrity, but guess what? It's happening to the average person too. That's right. One of the individuals in this filing is just a normal person.
Here we
And
go.
this person's name, domain, was taken and bought to smear her. And you know what happens? Anybody she's going to go apply for a job, when they Google her name, it's the first thing that comes up.
That's what she's done.
And it's beyond defamatory.
I know. I love this part. Like to me, it's amazing.
Her.
Yeah.
He lost his job because of what she did with that smear campaign.
Yeah. They like took him off the pet sitting website too. So
Well, because I was watching Rain on Your Charade to the end. And yeah, she was saying that they reported him.
yeah. And
that is a very troll-like thing to do. Like I have even seen or heard about situations going on about this case where people pretend to be lawyers online, they get into arguments on Reddit, they can't they start going back and forth over Twitter and this and that. And
the
then
Baldoni case?
Yeah. And didn't you say that happened with you and Nathan with someone? Or was I not meant to say that?
Oh, well, some other people have been mad at us and sent us a cease and desist, but it
But didn't you
wasn't
say someone
from a
called up
lawyer.
Nathan's work?
Yeah, then there's that girl too.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
these crazy people are around.
Yeah, I know. And
you don't know these people. I don't know these people. And some people have been asking me on my other lives about what was your old job that you used to work with celebrities. And I'm like, the reason why I don't say it is because I know there's people like this out there.
right.
I just don't want them to be able to go and do something to harm me. It is not safe. The internet is not safe. You can't just speak freely when there are these troll farms hanging on to people like hers every word and thinking they're doing something special by supporting them.
Right, right. So I was thinking when we were talking about the pet sitting site that he was like suspended from, I was like, oh, she got in contact with them. And then I'm realizing, no, she has all these supporters like too.
Yeah,
So it could be any one of them.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like the person that came
It's out.
into your comment earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Because they seem to be very passionate, you know?
It's
Outlandish.
wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. There are things I feel strongly about, and occasionally I'll comment if I think someone has posted a video about something that I think they need to, there's something I can add to the conversation. But I would never dream of arguing with someone all day, with coming back, with saying you need to look at this. Da, 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 da. It's just really giving a strange energy to me.
I know what you mean. And yet I continued to argue with them.
But I know, but you weren't arguing. You were literally just saying, oh, was there something I missed? Can you
Yeah.
please tell me? Like, that wasn't arguing.
Yeah. Exactly. That's true. Wow. Good for me.
I
Okay.
know. I mean, look, it's a fine line because on the one hand, it's like you want to try and engage with people. You want to try and treat people like as humanly as possible, like I do anyway.
Yeah.
You don't want to just assume that everyone's speaking out of turn. But then at the same time, like that person I was telling you about the other day that's kind of obsessed with Ashton Kutcher. I'm like, I've tried to say it nicely, but now you're literally saying it. You're commenting every day. Am I making a video about Ashton Kutcher? No, I'm not. So in the end, I'm like, okay, I've said it nicely, but now you're just scaring me with how much you're asking.
This is my dog.
Oh,
I know. She's just a baby and she's sad that I'm not paying attention to her. Okay. Want to keep playing?
Yeah.
It's insane. And it ruins someone's reputation just because they might not be as powerful as the person they're going up against. So sure, say what you will about Blake Lively, me, any celebrity you love to hate or hate. This isn't
Babe,
just
you're
happening
not a
to us.
celebrity.
It's happening to an average person. It could happen to you. And it's not okay. It's actually beyond unacceptable behavior. It's unethical and it's out of line and it's malicious and it has a motive and it could be apparently bought. Apparently, one of the individuals named Jed Wallace. Not saying much about him today. We'll go into it later as I go through the series of these filings. There was like a $90,000 paycheck to this person. I think every 3 months or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but $90,000, 3 months. His
It was
position is
longer than
questionable.
3
That's a
months.
whole other chapter
This
to
is
go
what
into.
I mean. She
But
just
regardless,
doesn't have a clue.
there are jobs out there that most of us have never even heard of and don't even know exist, or would never even think that somebody would do that to somebody else. And it's really not about celebrities. And I really don't like the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni thing about the he said, she said, because I think what's actually being covered up, in my personal opinion, in the media is what the story actually provides, which is a deeper look into the Hollywood machine. Hollyweird. I mean, every person on the internet calls it something different, but it lifts the hood of what's underneath this machine, this industry that thrives off of, in my personal opinion, extremely unethical behavior. There are some extremists that think they're demons, or everyone has their own way of looking at Hollywood. I have my own, but it's dark.
Okay,
That's
this
what I've
was
learned.
where I
It
totally
is sinister.
lost
It is dark. And there isn't a
Stop
lot of
it
care
for
there
1
for human life
second.
at all. And it's power and intimidation and scare tactics and competition
Can you
and
stop
ego
it
and
for 1
all these
second?
things that I think as humans, we're better off without. Hollywood is that. And it's ruined a lot of people's lives, probably in the last, 20, 50 years, 100 years. It's ruined a lot of people's lives and it's fucked them up. And I know why. People are acting unethically and breaking all the rules and not being well-intentioned and not being morally sound. They exist. I've seen them. I felt them. But the most important thing is it's not about Blake Lively. It's not just about Justin Baldoni even. It's not about me even. It's about what if this happened to you, which it has happened to an average person. What if that happened? What if you're trying to apply for a job and you just so happen to date somebody that was powerful or had a powerful family and was wealthy, right?
Can't you like make clips I don't ever understand
I
this
just
feature
wanted
on
to
YouTube,
say,
but
when she said that bit
this is a
about
good clip.
the lifting the hood, and she's like, this is the bit that's
Oh,
being
you're
covered
mute.
up. I was trying to stop you when you were playing the clip. And I
Oh,
was like, she can't hear me.
because this is the good part, right?
Yeah, because she just said about, and this is the part that's being covered up. This is what's not being spoken about. And this was the point where I literally was losing my rag, because I'm like, you are so dumb. Like, the whole article in the New York Times, this is what it was about.
Yeah.
It was about the $90,000, which it turns out that was only the first 3 months. He's been still with, it's possible he's still working for them at
Right.
30 grand a month, you know, after nearly a year. The fact that they use amplifying and boosting and TikTok accounts and people like House in Habit and Candace Owens and Sage Steele, who they were sending a talking points documentary to. She don't know none of this. And I'm
Yeah.
like, the point is, you are sitting here talking about it's dark, taking away people's voices, but that is exactly what you have done to Kat Tembadge. And it just really gets me annoyed, because I'm like, Kat Tembadge is a journalist that does proper investigative researched stories, like
Look, here's my comment.
Megan.
Because she
Who
was saying this stuff about this could happen to you. And I went, oh, like shift. So they didn't delete that one.
No, that was when you realized you weren't blocked.
That was my first
Yeah.
one, though. That was the first one. They deleted the next one that I wrote.
I don't know what to think, because, you know, it seems like we can see this for what it is, but obviously there are still people that listen to her talking and think she's given them some new bit of information. They just don't seem to understand anything. They don't understand she's shutting down journalists, female journalists,
Yeah.
feminist journalists that research and investigate people that are committing SH and SA against their own followers or staff members.
Yeah. And she's pretending like,
Those are serious issues. Like, it's one thing in an intimate relationship. We all know, if you are in a relationship with someone and your partner is abusive, it's extremely difficult
yeah,
to
to get out.
to get out and to get the help and the support or any kind of conviction against them, because it's only even been recognized recently as a crime. But it's always been, you know, that in workplaces and in like public spaces, if someone does that to you, that is a crime.
Yeah.
So it just makes me mad that she wants to shut down someone that's trying to speak on that and has made a career from that.
Right.
And she's got the cheek to be standing here talking all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As if she supports, I don't know. She's doing exactly what she's saying she doesn't like she doesn't support. She
Right.
does it.
Right.
All right.
And then you have to deal with their powerful lawyer, for example. And then next thing you know, there's a smear campaign website about you. And then you
Yeah.
go to apply for a job and you can't get that job
Yeah.
because when they Google your name, that website comes up.
It doesn't.
I know people out there who
Does
care
it
about
about her? I don't know.
I know. Are you talking about yourself and
is
how
this
you
just-
can't get a job?
Right.
Also, I like this picture.
Also, that is her job. Her job is to be a victim, so that kind of helps her career.
It helps her. You're right.
I'm just saying.
I really do believe that. And anyways, after walking through the mall, after receiving that, after leaving the mall, I started to look into these files and I was traumatized. I mean, that's really the only word. I was triggered. I was shocked. I was in disbelief. I also was kind of upset that I didn't really think about it that way before. And I've been doing Eat Predators for so long and I wasn't even thinking about it that way. So much came to my mind when I realized what was happening. So something very interesting about these websites is that they all look the same. They all fucking look exactly the same. The same font, basically. The same font, the dates, the photos, and a lot of them have to do with me. 2 of them in particular that was mentioned in the filings had to do with me. One of them was look back fraud. Anyone hear about this?
Oh my God, we could see all her tabs.
I'm in the first line.
Oh my God. What did they say?
I'm starting to feel
I just love that. You know,
What was up there?
let me just zoom in like this. Crisis PR expert. Do you think she was on Chris, the PR expert?
I don't know.
Friedman on Reddit. Alexa, this is her own case.
This is where she gets her information
Or
from.
her
on
own.
Reddit.
Yeah. Friedman on Business Insider. Yeah, because she had shown that. Maybe she was thinking about showing some TikToks, but she didn't wind up doing that. And then the Rebel Wilson expatriarch. I'm so used to hearing you say that I want to be like, say it with accent. Do you see how this is an expatriarch on X?
Well, I can't, but I'm taking your word for it.
Yeah. And then her who is, which is like who owns this website type of thing. Okay. I love to see everyone's tabs. And I got to bring the chat back up. Okay.
like maybe there's kind of a reason I'm in so many of these because
There's my comment.
Oh, it's
I am
Which-
behind in the video, but she was talking about a woman whose life got ruined, just like Shift.
yeah, you just said that.
But it didn't get deleted.
Oh no, I think it was the other one you said about the website being easy or something.
Well, now I'm looking back for the last comment I wrote.
No, maybe you're right. Maybe
And I
you're
don't
right.
see that. So, like, do they show up and then get deleted later?
I don't know because when I saw it, it was there and then it went.
Yeah.
But
Huh.
normally, I think if you delete a comment, it's just deleted.
But do you know what? Because you guys were saying, you guys both said that to me yesterday, and I never saw it get deleted. And I wonder if it's a trick because I'm on my account, so I can still see my comments. So then I don't know that my comments have been deleted for everybody else.
Oh, you could be right.
Yeah.
You could be right.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Concerned kid is in. That's a Cocker Spaniel. That's my dog Izzy that we talk about sometimes.
She said, I love it when people leave their tabs open. I know, I have to be really careful about that.
Really?
It's not even that, like, it's not even that I'm looking at anything bad. I'm just so cautious because I have been around these people that do this stuff where they like obsess over you and they'll take something and make it into something it's not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's the thing. And
made me a little bit paranoid.
I was just thinking, I don't think it's like TikTok to reference this comment that we got because she didn't have that many people in there. She only had 60 people in there. So we were all seeing all the comments. You know what I mean? It wasn't one of those, wow,
True.
there's so many people here. I can't even catch up.
Yeah, and no one was saying anything really of substance anyway. It was mainly
No.
like, hi Alexa, it's so lovely to hear from you. I'm so glad you're using your voice.
Exactly. You are powerful.
It was like the beginning was like being in a cult, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
I was doing something powerful.
After this, I want to ask you about this website.
But anyways, check out this website. It's lame, right? It's a super, super lame website. The font shit, everything about it is baseline. It looks like a website maybe from like 2001. Can someone please stop mentioning a person who was restrained in my chat?
Okay.
Like, really?
Katie!
That's me. Shout out to me.
I don't know, honestly, how she keeps such a close eye on the chat while she's talking because I find that really difficult.
I know. I was watching her look like right here to her left, and I assume she's got a huge screen because she's not even really looking that much. You know how on TikTok, I don't know how much you get on TikTok, but all people do is kind of stand there and like, if they're on live, all they do is like look at the comments.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never done a live. I've never been on a live on TikTok in my life.
Yeah, it's weird. But this website confuses me because I mean, according to what Schiff said, this website seems to have a lot of like real facts.
It does, and it's what's weird about it is to put Conor McGregor and Chris Brown
Yeah.
and people like that as victims.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing is like there's this list of lawyers, the ambulance chasers, then this list of influencers, and she's one of them. So,
It's exactly. It's not a good bunch of people to be logged in with.
yeah, because they seem to kind of have a point on this website. And so that's where I'm like, okay, who creates I don't know, because I start to get confused because I would think that if Joe Dunn, maybe we didn't decide Joe Dunn is behind this, but if he was, how does this help him?
Well, we know that he's behind Alexa and the organization,
Yes,
and that he kind of set it up,
right.
and that he was on the phone to her saying, your daughter's the most important person at the protest who's 2 years old. That is another example of her hypocrisy. Like, you preach about how Hollywood is exploiting children, but then you take your own child and make her the showpiece at a demonstration when she's 2 years old. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, there is something very fishy about that website for sure.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I can't really make up my mind. I've told you, like, I do think that it has something to do with the anti-Me Too movement. That is my
Okay.
suspicion.
So, yeah. So, like, some people on here might be like real victims, but then, like, we don't necessarily think that Alexa is a real victim.
When we were first talking about it, I was like, I don't really want to, because you were like, she can be a
Right.
survivor and
A piece of
um,
shit. The two things can be true at the same time.
yeah. And now I'm like, okay, there wasn't, she accused her ex of battery. Do you know when it got to me was when I watched the
Rain on your charade.
autumn winter. No, I watched
Oh,
Alexa, the only video I've watched of Alexa when she was talking about autumn winter, Whitaker,
Whitaker.
sorry, autumn Whitaker. And it was on the Guess Who, which
Yeah.
is, you could argue that the Guess Who series is a series of smear videos
Yeah.
that was smearing a whole bunch of people that had no way, because they didn't have a platform to be able to counter what was being said in those videos.
Right.
But what I noticed in that video was that she openly admitted to cheating on her husband
Right.
with a friend of Autumn Whitaker. She said that she invited Autumn Whitaker to stay on her couch when she was apparently trying to leave her husband, which doesn't make sense. She had screenshots. This was from 2015. She had screenshots of their conversations, of trash that Autumn Whitaker had apparently left outside the front door because she moved into the next door apartment. Like, all this stuff she had on Autumn Whitaker. I'm like, where was that stuff on your husband
Exactly.
that you accused of battery and you accused of grooming? And in reality, you messaged him and he carried on the conversation. Is it grooming? Obviously, the court didn't think so.
Okay.
So, do you know what I mean?
But so we talked about how Alexa and Joe Dunn are kind of behind Eat Predators. So
Yeah.
then shut up, Alexa. So then this website is alleging that Joe Dunn is kind of recruiting these influencers who are victims and accusers of these famous men.
Right.
And so
Well, that's not a lie. He
right.
is.
But so then I'm thinking, like, do you think
Can you give me 1
we
second?
can't say definitively, are they all like just lying? Did they all just go along with Joe Dunn's plan? Or was it he maybe gave them some kind of offer that sounded good, even if whatever they say happened did happen, but maybe they still kind of got roped in with Joe Dunn. I'm not sure if I'm just talking to myself right now.
You're not.
Oh, okay.
So what we established was from Shift, and I have no reason to not believe him.
Yeah.
This is a client. He has a client farming operation for historical abuse claims. And he was representing people in the Catholic Church and the Boy Scouts.
I think that was Jeff Anderson, but maybe still associated with Joe Dunn.
Oh, right. Yeah, maybe I'm getting confused. But I think that Joe Dunn has something to do with it. And he's a disgraced senator. Yeah, he does have something to do with it because his wife is one of the lawyers that has worked with the other one I just said.
Jeff Anderson.
Jeff Anderson.
Yeah.
Yes, because I saw her name on the paperwork.
Mhm.
Gemma Dunn works with Jeff Anderson to go after these men.
I guess, like, the funny thing at the end of the day is it seems like this website seems to have some truth to it. I think the Alexa Nikolas website might as well. But then we saw Rebel Wilson asking Brian Friedman to create a website that just seemed to be all made up stuff.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So
the
that's where
difference. That's what I was trying to say about the Twitter account. It's too personal. It's too, like, they were retweeting Shift. You think someone at
Oh.
Tag PR is going to sit there and like look up his stuff and then like his YouTube videos and stuff and repost it? That just doesn't add up to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
And like we were discussing, there were so many people that had a vendetta against her.
Mm-mm.
It's really hard to say that this is a manufactured smear campaign against her. Like, I just think with that look back fraud one, I don't know. I think there's something bigger going on that we may
Okay.
find out in due time. And but Tom Girardi is on there as well.
Yeah.
And I did say to you that I have come across this very odd guy that has a thing about some of the same people, and he is a publisher of weird websites. But I don't want to start a conspiracy, so I'm just going to like keep it to myself and watch this space.
Oh. Okay.
But I swear to God, I think this is about
Okay.
undermining real victims, and it's actually harming the so-called Me Too movement.
Right. Right.
Because I think if they show women that they can say, well, this person can be discredited, then it looks bad for,
Real victims. Right?
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Because unfortunately, that does go on. And we were discussing it. People like Jaguar Wright who have made it into a content creator career.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Truth is
And the woman you were talking about,
Cassandra.
yeah, was it
Yeah.
Cassandra?
I don't
The one
know.
that you said she said she was being sex trafficked by.
Oh, Coco Birthman.
Yes.
Yeah. That's where her story is really interesting to me because I think she's been chased offline too. Like I've seen because she used to be big on Instagram, but now because we're figuring out what her lies are, you know, we can't see her anymore. And I really want to figure out what's going on with her. I don't think the internet was a safe space for her anymore, which makes sense because she's alleging all of these terrible things about people in her life that were her friends. So I don't know.
I know it's complicated.
Are you
But
getting tired over there?
yeah, I just had to go and get my charger.
That's what I figured. I just figured like once we got to the part where Alexa called me out, you know, it's like
Well, this is
we've
the
seen
thing.
it.
It's like if you're going to be in this space as an advocate, and she was so passionate at the beginning about it, and then it's like, well, you can't just assume that anyone that disagrees with you
Yeah.
is
Basically a predator, I want to say, to use her words.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you have to make room for everybody and
Yeah.
give everybody space and a voice. And like, if someone becomes abusive, then that's a different story. But like we said, we've looked for it. There's no evidence of abuse with her ex-husband. He's the one with a smashed head. She
Mm.
shows a picture of him getting his head smashed in. Like, it's just not adding up with anything that up until that point, I was like, okay, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. But after that video, I was like, she's
I'm
really
gonna go
looking
watch
like
that.
someone that decided because she was going to be, she didn't have that she stayed in their shared home that he paid for,
Yeah.
and she didn't want to move out.
Yeah.
She didn't have any money. He carried on paying for her. When when he stopped paying her money, alimony, which another thing, like, what abusive person that you've ever heard of pays more money to their ex than they're meant to?
I haven't heard about that.
Because controlling someone's finances
Yeah.
is a way to abuse them.
Right.
The easiest way, especially if they're not earning anything and you are.
Yeah.
So just that alone doesn't add up. But then if you put all the other stuff in, really what got to me was how many text messages she had of this girl, Autumn Whitaker. And I'm like, you had all these text messages of this random girl,
But
but
not with your ex-husband.
not someone who you were trying to get away from, as you say. Like, just doesn't add up.
Yeah, if
One
anybody's
bit.
wanting to look into that, Rain on Your Charade is a great channel. Dives into kind of like from Alexa's ex-husband, Mike Milosh, to Shift. Looks at all of her allegations and they don't really add up.
Concerned Kitterson said a good point. I love Concerned Kitterson.
I know. She's
Do you
from
know what I like about my, oh my God, Shift's in the chat.
No. Really? He is. We didn't notice you.
No, I love how I feel like some people in the chat are more intelligent than me.
Concerned
They,
Citizen is really into this topic in particular.
well, yeah, I mean, because it's because it's a much, like Alexa said, this is a much bigger picture. Like, it's not just her doing this. There are plenty of them at it.
Yeah.
Um,
Shout out Alexa.
but okay, so she said, how obnoxious is it that we are all walking around saying two things can be true at the same time? I know, I'm like, who benefits from this? The talking points. I walk away when I get off socials. It's so true. We've got this new style of, it's like a new language that we use just because of doing content.
What's our how would you classify the new language then?
Influencer talk?
Oh.
I don't know. What would you say? Because
Yeah.
someone made a good point the other day, or I mean, I've heard it before.
Yeah.
It was probably Concerned Kitterson about like how therapy language has become ingrained into people's repertoire now.
Yeah.
Especially in the case of Justin Baldoni, where he was talking about like, I'm in my wound.
Well, I remember. Do you remember when Jonah Hill's girlfriend came out to be like he was? See, I don't
But
even know
wait,
if I
didn't
could.
Alexa Nikolas accuse Jonah Hill?
Yeah, but with the Jonah, like with this other girl, here's the thing. I don't know if I'd classify it as abuse. I wasn't there, right? But it sounded like he was using a lot of therapy speak just to like be a little bit controlling about her. He would be like, "Hey, I know you're a surfer and like you're an influencer on Instagram, but like my boundaries are that I don't want you to post pictures in your bathing suit." And it's like, you are dating a girl who does this for a living. You know, so he was making about his boundaries, which
Yeah.
was just a little bit, yeah, like weaponized
Yeah, I
therapy.
think it's all these podcasts that have been warping a lot of guys' minds in the brosphere.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
but one more thing I just wanted to say about the Look Back Fraud website is, okay, so we also now know that Michelle and Shannon
Oh.
were in Eat Predators.
Melissa or who's
Oh, was it
Michelle?
Melissa? Sorry, yeah, it's Melissa.
She was in Eat Predators? Oh, did Schiff say that? And I'm
I
like,
think so, yeah.
I thought he just met her or them through Joe, so maybe through Joe Dunn or something like that.
Shift, can you help? See, this is the thing as well. It's like, it's so many names and people to remember, but it's very significant because it's another thing that proves she doesn't care about anyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
She's not said anything about the other women that are mentioned in this website and how they were part of her organization. As far as we know, they're not part of it anymore. It's just her.
Schiff says Schumann's dad was in Eat Predators.
Oh.
But you're right. Like, if she was going to be transparent, she'd say that.
She's not transparent.
No,
But
I think she only commented like if I click play, I think she only commented on the men that were being accused.
right, so let's see what she said. Because
Okay.
we're near the end, aren't we?
I mean, I'd like to think so, but I know at the end, like, there's a lot of time at the end where she's just like, "So this is what my plan is, and I'm gonna come back soon, and I
I
hope
just
you
want to
join
get
me."
to where she talks about the blog.
Okay, I'll push play. Oh, I'm sorry, I muted it.
I'm obviously number one. And then it goes into a bunch of different
Obviously,
reported survivors.
obviously
Then it
I'm
goes
number
Yeah.
one. Okay, now.
Obviously, it's about me.
into who the victims are. Now, what's so fucking weird about this is the victims are the men who are being alleged to have essayed somebody, which is very interesting. And again, just really take notice of the website style. So we see this gray and white. We see this very baseline amateur formatting for the websites, right?
For what?
Yeah. And then it goes
Formatting?
Oh, formatting. I thought she said fornotting. I was like, huh?
into the con, which is specifically placed directly towards an individual by the name of Joe Dunn. And we'll go into that a little bit later. Not today.
You know what else is
But it goes-
crazy as well? I need to mention this because I keep forgetting, and someone has been bringing up Michael Jackson in the live chat. Mark Garagos is Chris Brown's lawyer. He also represented Joe Dunn.
Why do I feel like
He's
represented
also
Scott Peterson
best
too?
mates with Brian Friedman.
Right.
So
goes into
that's why it's all fishy to me because
Yeah.
you know,
It's like, hey man, get in on this.
I just feel like they're all having a big joke.
Yeah.
They're having a lawyer bros joke
Yeah.
at victims' expenses.
Okay.
Joe Dunn. And Joe Dunn had a lot to do with the recent bill that opened up. That is the look back bill that allows a lot of adult survivors to come forward and seek justice if they're past their statute, right? And so really targets specifically Joe Dunn, goes into his disciplinary charges. And you're like, okay, what's the purpose though, right? What's the purpose of this? And then it goes into specifically me again. And then here's Michael Milosh. And it's just really pay mind to how it's formatted. It's formatted in such a particular way. And my mom loves true crime, and I live vicariously through her sometimes when she's talking about it. But you got to take notice of the details. So really look at it. So we see the names in bold, right? And then underneath, there's these links. You go down, it's going into smearing a bunch of people, me mostly, to be honest. And then at the bottom of it, it goes, if you were impacted by this process, click here and share your story, which is multiple others have this specific ending.
But can
This
I
is one
just
of the
say
websites
something as
that was-
well? Like posting screenshots, is that smearing?
No.
Because that is not what Blake Lively was having to deal with. Like, she was having to deal with this person said she's a bitch. And, like, posting a video of it that goes viral to millions of people.
Yeah, this took screenshots of other people's tweets and then her own tweets. This
Yeah.
this
And
Kaylee
there was
person.
another, I keep forgetting as well, there was another Twitter account that was called Exposing Rich.
Oh,
That we
yeah.
don't know who that is in her own lawsuit. Like, how do you know it's not them? And I don't think it's such a big deal that it's like a plain font, because it could
Yeah.
just be a standard template that
Yeah.
someone uses.
Right. Like, we're not all going to choose Comic Sans as our font.
I don't know.
Me,
There's a
mostly.
lot of ifs and buts about this for her to be so sure in what she's saying.
Yeah.
To be honest. And then at the bottom of it, it goes, if you were, this is one of the websites that was mentioned in the filings that they linked back to, allegedly, tag, and people related to them or surrounding them, which is pretty terrifying. Now this website no longer exists, by the way. Ever since that filing, this lawsuit does not exist. It just is gone, like poof. Okay, you guys ready for my website? I hate looking at this thing, but I think it's really important, and I'm really not going to give up. I really care about how survivors are treated when they come forward, and something that I care about deeply.
She's not really sure what to say.
She's
I hate
totally-
looking at this, but I'm glad we can.
I know, it's just so phony.
I'm seeing through it.
Yeah. Has she had her
Don't give a fuck
drink
what
yet?
anybody's
Her what?
You know, when she took
Her
turned
drink?
20.
Yeah. Not yet. She took a little break.
says, or these bots, or these crisis managements, or whatever that go up against me. I'm going to keep doing it. So let's look at my website, and you're going to notice something very similar.
See, something I noticed about this is if you click, this was right before it disappeared. It seems like the formatting changed. And I wonder if that's just because something going on with like the Wayback Machine, because this isn't the same font. And she keeps trying to be like, this is the same, but it's like, because you
You're
didn't click,
right.
you didn't click on the right part of the Wayback Machine, because this isn't what it used to look like. And she's like, it's the same, see? And I'm like, try again. Try again, girl.
I don't think anyone. That's the thing. If you'd have said anything in the live chat, you'd have been called a bot. That's
Yeah,
the
exactly. Yeah. I just wanted to be like, Alexa, this is Times New Roman. This isn't the other one. Ariel. I don't know what it was.
Okay, so it starts right away defamatory. Just right away. It says Alexa Nikolas is a sinister and criminal force. Again, you're going to notice something pretty clear. Other than the links and articles for certain things, there's no receipts, right? It's just this text. But notice, see how the text looks the same? I know, sinister and criminal force. Pretty wild. But notice the font and how it looks, right? It's all this very basic, it looks similar.
No.
Very much so.
Okay. I
We've gone
get it.
I have
same to
personally watched and
similar.
experienced
Like, yeah. If you had
her
clicked the right
outright evil
one.
manipulations and seeing it firsthand. It goes into this whole thing that's completely defamatory. 100% not true.
Should we read it?
Go on.
Alexa Nikolas is a sinister and criminal force. I have personally watched and experienced her outright evil manipulation since seeing it firsthand almost a decade ago. And it has only ratcheted up. Shut up, Alexa. Everyone that has had the misfortune of getting close to her realizes quickly that she will destroy anyone and anything in her path when she is exposed as a fraud or her agenda is threatened.
And targeted at me. Defamatory.
Checks
Goes into my
out for
husband.
me. I wouldn't say it was defamatory. Go do your own research and see how you feel about it.
Yeah. Oh, she went fast. Alexa Nikolas has threatened to leak and outright manufacture claims of sexual assault against people, exes, and executives since the Nickelodeon days.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Friends, colleagues, and exes over the years recall hearing her threaten or being threatened with threats. Threatened with threats, revenge, and blatant lies if they didn't do what she wanted them to do, or if she reported hearing her threaten others. Years, people are genuinely struggling, and Alexa weaponized the struggle so she could get her way on the set of a kid's show, or because she didn't get her way in a relationship or court. I don't know.
And then it goes truth. And then it will say something defamatory. Truth. And then it will say
It's
something
not
defamatory. Goes into
defamatory,
my
though.
husband. Defamatory.
Yeah.
I see no lies told.
Very targeted, very malicious. And you'll notice this date thing, right? Look, it'll be like update, and then it'll show a date. And then it goes into something else. Really shit website, right? Now again,
Should
this
take it
website
down.
was created a few days after the Business Insider article. Now this website is linked in the Blake Lively filings in relation to tag. And it's linking back, allegedly, to this person named Jed Wallace. And then we got Brian Freeman, who's representing these individuals. And the
He's
people
not-
that are mentioned.
Brian Friedman is not representing Jed Wallace, hun.
Yeah.
She's just so factually inaccurate.
Where are we trying to get to now? Do we think there's anything else good in this?
I just think we've made all the points about this. I think
Yeah.
she's trying to create a false narrative.
Yeah. I just am like, because that's what I asked you, is I was like, if we were having this theory that she and Brian Friedman are in cahoots, then was he like, I'd really like it if you made a live where you talk shit on me?
I don't even know if it's that deep. Like,
Okay.
I just feel like, look, we were told that she had a meeting at United Talent Agency about doing a podcast potentially. Maybe that didn't work out because I don't think she's done a podcast, has she?
No, I guess.
But they would have known what her brand is.
Yeah, it was
representing.
about.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I don't think they would be super bothered about this. If anything, like I said, it kind of adds weight to her story of being a victim. But United Talent Agency is owned by a guy that has a very long-standing relationship with Brian Friedman. And like I said, so does Mark Garagos, and he's mixed up in it. And these guys all seem to know each other on a professional and personal level behind the scenes, and they've been around a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think the idea that they would be that bothered to create these websites about her, it just seems like a real stretch to me. I know Shift had a different opinion.
Right.
And that's fine. And personally, I still have an open mind. I am just waiting to see how this all develops. I'm waiting to see what evidence we do see in court, if any. Because she said she's got 10 John Does that are behind the website. So I'm like, I might be completely wrong.
Yeah.
But,
But let's wait and
but-
see.
yeah, wait and see. But at the same time, I just think in real time, we're watching her right now on this live, twisting a narrative to suit her agenda.
Exactly. And what else can we expect from her?
Well, not much, apparently, at this point.
Now let's get to my website.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm at the top. I bet she was so happy about that.
Obviously. Me first. And it hurts. It hurts me.
Yeah, I was traumatized looking at it again. Yeah, no, it's not giving genuine.
No, it's not.
But it's
Well-
useful for her because she's now said she's going to use this to relaunch her YouTube channel.
I know. And so I kind of want to be like, why do you think she took a break? And then I'm like, it probably isn't really there is no reason. It's like she got interested in Minecraft or something. She just decided, I could really use some more super chats.
I don't know. She says at one point she has a job, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah. We don't know what it is. It would be a shame if somebody called her boss.
Oh my God, don't be giving people ideas now.
I know. It's just what the internet does now. I doubt that she's got some kind of boss that isn't aware of her online presence like this. So, yeah. Well, how can we close this out?
Oh, are we at the end?
No, do you want to keep going?
Oh yeah, I just want to get to the bit where she says about that blog post.
Oh, yeah.
Defamatory websites. They have a connection.
She kind of repeats
To either
the
Brian
same
Freeman,
thing over
someone
and
involved.
over again.
I know.
What is that saying? The more times you tell a lie, the more people will believe it.
Yeah. I was just thinking I could find the word blog. I came
think it was
across this
right
blog.
at the end because I'd kind of
Yeah.
like logged out.
I
And
found
then
it.
I thought, oh, you have it? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
This so I was looking at like blog posts and different websites way, I think it was like maybe years ago when I was researching so many different people that I was reporting on. One of them obviously being Brian Freeman. And I came across this blog. To be honest, the blog was a lot nicer and format wise than the smear websites. I'm just talking about the look of it. It was cleaner, it's very looks like a blog. Maybe I'll read it next time when I can go a little bit more into the backstory of that story. But yeah, Duncan Roy. Make sure we bookmark that for. Is that Jeremy Zimmer? Oh, that's right, Jeremy Zimmer. Oh my God, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, you
Oh, right, in the
totally
SAA
forgot
meeting.
about that.
Jesus.
Exactly. Because, okay, so let me quickly tell you what that Duncan Roy blog is about.
Mhm.
First of all, a blog is completely different to a website.
Uh-huh.
But so I actually did see that Duncan Roy blog post. He has written a super long blog post about Brian Friedman.
Yeah.
And so basically this Duncan Roy guy, Duncan Roy, he's known for like outing people in his blog posts. And he's been going to AA for like I think he got sober in the late 90s, so like nearly 30 years. He has outed people that have been at the AA meetings and CA. Two of those people being Brian Friedman and Jeremy Zimmer.
Oh. Who's that?
That's who she just said, who owns United Talent Agency.
Oh, that's who. Okay. That's who owns
Yeah.
that. Okay.
And then there's another guy that he talks about. I'm not going to say what he says about Brian Friedman because that is defamatory. Like, that's why I never mentioned it, because I'm like, this guy clearly has a lot of issues going on that he expresses through his blog.
Yeah.
So it's clearly his opinion of these people. And I mean, it's interesting. It's like, oh, okay, well, we'll see if that comes up again. And now it has from her. I'm not surprised she's going into this. But there's another guy that is mentioned called Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think he's spelt his name wrong. Either he's spelt his name wrong or he's changed his name. But that guy, Duncan Roy, sorry, it's getting so late. I'm like, he was on a reality show called Sex Addicts or something.
Yeah.
With
Sex
Dr.
Rehab, I think, with
Right,
Dr. Drew.
right. So he's part of that reality show circuit. And so I think that's really interesting because Jed Wallace was connected in that reality show
Right.
circuit
Okay.
and through the rehab service that he brokered and the Alexander Brothers website, which was mentioned. There's a property guy that Duncan Roy has a real issue with called Chris something. And
Yeah.
he claims in his blog that they had ICE arrest him. And he's very bitter about it. and he gets out of jail and goes back to the meetings. But that Chris guy had a big reality show called not Selling Sunset, but like one of those really well-known
Real estate ones.
real estate shows. Or he was on it, sorry, I should say. He starred on it. And I think that the Alexander brothers were on that as well.
Oh,
So it just ties together what I was saying about how these people all know each other very well. And this has been going on a very long time. And I think it's way bigger and deeper than Alexa Nikolas. She's just a very small part in the machinery.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'd actually forgotten about that Duncan Roy until she brought it up. But do you know what? I'm not surprised she did, because that guy is messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually scary. Like, people have accused him of extortion because he's said things about them on his blog, and then when they owe him money and stuff, and then, or he says they owe him money, and then he's like, oh, I took that post down because they paid me. And also, he's obsessed with sex. Like, I think he's a sex addict, really. I looked at all his social media and everything, and I'm like, yeah, there's something really creepy about it. And people have said he's creepy and dark, and I'm like, yeah, he is. And yeah, going back to that Seth MacFarlane.
Who's the guy
So
who created Family Guy, right?
no,
Different guy.
It's another one. He's a sex therapist
Okay.
that knows Mike Tyson.
Okay.
So
More connections.
more connections.
Do you want to see the rest of what she says?
Yeah, go on.
We'll go into it next time. But anyways, I just really wanted to speak about this. And I really want to start a nice dialogue amongst the community. People are pro Justin Baldoni or pro Blake Lively. I'm more personally interested right now in this aspect that I think a lot of us are interested in, which is, what is Hollywood up to? What is really Hollyweird? What is this industry that's making all of these individuals super wealthy, right? And I think it's pretty interesting. And I think it is a lot darker than I thought. And I'm going to be seeking my rights when it comes to what I just learned over the last couple days. But yeah, I've decided to return to Eat Predators YouTube channel to go through this. And also, I don't want to be alone while I'm going through all of these documents. It would be nice to have a community where we can discuss it with one another and look over it and have a good conversation about what we're reading. And so if you're interested in going in all of these documents and learning more about it and learning along with me as I learn about my own smear website, then join me because it's scary and I don't want to be alone in this after learning what I've just learned. I just want to thank everybody who is here and listening. And you better believe that the certain individuals that I'm talking about are more than likely here and watching too. And I think it's important to listen. No fear. I'll tell you what freedom is. No fear.
What?
I can't believe the cheek of her.
Yeah. She thinks Brian Friedman's there.
But I thought she was another thing. She said she had some secret information.
Oh, yeah. And she never got to it. Right?
Who started talking about that blog. I'm like, was that right? Don't.
Oh, I think you're frozen. And so then your audio is coming in like broken. So I'm like,
Is that better?
yeah, that's better.
I just said she plays games, psychological games. Like, do you think she said have something on you, and then she's telling him about that blog post?
I don't know. It's still kind of breaking up, but do you think she, I don't know. I just think, I don't know. She thinks it's like more dramatic to be like, I bet they're here. Yeah.
When I'm speaking on live, it's not how my brain works. I just literally, it's enough effort for me to get the words out.
Yeah.
Is that the end?
Well, I think she says join me for about 3 more minutes.
We missed the drink bit or whatever when she.
Yeah,
on the
because I
break.
skipped forward to the blog. I was trying to help you
Put in
get. Do you want to see the
if you put in Brian Friedman, do you think you could bring up the bit where she says, I have something on Brian Friedman from 6 months ago?
Well, I'll say 6
Or put in
months.
6 months ago.
Yes.
You got it?
I mean, you disturb me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. It's my personal opinion. 6 months ago, I received something, allegedly in regard to you. And I'm not going to show it today. I'm going to let it in the right hands, man.
I don't know if you can read the transcript, but she had said, I have to pause for one moment. I'll be right back. Then she says, okay, I'm back. But you know what was really disturbing? Brian, you disturbed me a little bit. Not going to lie. It's my personal opinion. 6 months ago, I received something allegedly in regard to you. And I'm not going to show it today.
That was the only reason why I tuned
allegedly.
in.
I know. Here, we can
saw
see what she says.
something I can't unsee. Okay. I saw something I cannot unsee. And it had to do with one of these smear websites. And it had to do also, sorry, I'm trying to pull up my chat so I can see you guys while I'm talking. Allegedly, a message, a text, an alleged smear website.
You know what it sounds like she's talking about?
What?
Those Rebel Wilson texts from 60 Minutes Australia. I think we're not connected. We're disconnecting.
Oh,
Now I hear you again.
okay. In the documents, it didn't look like a text.
It didn't?
They just made it, no.
Oh, okay.
But there were texts from him that have been shown in other documents on the Christopher, is it Christopher Lang?
Christian.
Christian Lang.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a text shown in the lawsuit against him.
Uh-huh.
And I just don't imagine that she's seen that. I mean, she could have, but like I was saying earlier, none of that has been confirmed. It's all still alleged that he was behind the Christian Lang smear websites, and it was brought up by his law team, but they couldn't prove it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. But Brian Frieden has in text weaponized these websites against his clients. That is known. The problem is they haven't been able to prove it thus far.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just think she doesn't understand the irony that was her exact tactic in going after her ex-husband.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, interesting.
She made those posts and then she sued him.
Yeah.
And now she's mad that other people are doing it.
Yeah.
And it's wholly weird. It's just so weird, the whole thing. She is just weird. She is weird. She has no sense of like herself or reality, or I don't know.
It's a performance. I look at it as how she continues her acting career.
But I feel like she's angling this towards getting something out of it. That's how it's coming over to me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how her audience can be so taken in and so fooled by it, but that's not really for us to worry about.
Well, they think they're standing up for like what's right and like
Mm.
justice and whatever. Like I used to think that about her. I mean,
You did?
yeah, well, it's kind of like with BJ too, right? And then
Mhm.
at some point they sort of give themselves away as a little bit unhinged.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I've compared her to BJ many times because it was so obvious to me as soon as I heard about that TV show being made and I watched BJ saying, they're making a TV show and they haven't thought to ask the founder to be on it. I suddenly, immediately from that point onwards, saw her in a different light.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, Alexa has shown her cards, she's shown her hand, so many people, so many times, but these people are still falling for it. It just makes me wonder what kind of people they are. Because if they're genuinely expecting her to do anything for them in terms of justice or whatever else, healing, as she says,
Right.
I do not believe for 1 minute that she has been spending time on healing.
I don't either.
Then, yeah, I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
They should definitely, if they are interested in that case, come and watch my channel, because I've put a lot of time and effort and I enjoy doing it. So I would do it anyway. But it seems like it's a wasted resource. You know, the resource is there. And that's the funny thing that I was thinking last night, is if she genuinely wanted to know this stuff, she could come and watch my videos, but she probably wouldn't like what she saw there.
True. Yeah.
Anyway, are we done?
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
we've
so.
exhausted it. You
Yeah.
want to sum up what we learned or didn't learn?
What we learned is that apparently Alexa learned about these filings that included her name. And so she is going to milk that for a bunch more live episodes and just kind of point the finger because she believes that this makes her a victim once more.
Right.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
And she's teased that she's seen some kind of alleged text message with an alleged smear website that she's going to reveal later. But
But has she not been known to do this? Like, didn't she do this with the Drake Bell thing?
probably that's the thing. I'm like, I can't, like you said, I don't have time for this.
I
You
do
know?
not have time for it. I definitely am not going to watch anymore. I will wait and see if anything she reveals, because I'm sure it will make its way into the content creator ecosystem.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we will watch this space and see how this all develops. But I will still be keeping an eye on the filings in both the Stephanie Jones case and the Blake Lively case. So we'll see.
Sounds good. And we've got a part 2 coming with the rest
We
of our
have,
interview with Shift.
indeed,
So
yeah. We are now going to, in part 2, we're going to get on to Sloan, because he's part of this.
yeah.
He should have been on that look back fraud smear site.
Oh yeah.
He's a co-conspirator
Yeah.
because he's had her on and he's had
Shelley August.
Shelley August. Yeah.
Mhm.
So watch this space.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Love you all.
Goodbye.
Don't forget, you're going to press end?
Yeah.